Welcome. In front of me is a Nokia G10, and today I'll show you a couple tweaks and tricks you can do on this device. So we're gonna start off with the split screen, which basically allows you to use two different apps at the same time. Now the best case scenario, at least in my case, is one using YouTube and Chrome at the same time. Now if you're planning to do the same thing, I do recommend you to open up YouTube at the top, and this will allow you to basically keep it open and keep whatever you're listening to playing even when you go home. So let's find YouTube quickly, just so I can show you that. And there we go. So once you have it open, what you want to do is basically go into Recent Applications, tap on the icon right at the top, choose Split Screen, and then you can split screen with any kind of other application. So you can now, for instance, mute this just so you know, no copyright strikes, and this will now start playing video. I can resize this just to get rid of the access space, and there we go. I can now use two different applications at the same time. This will continue to play. I can also go home. You can see it will shrink a little bit, allow you to access the home screen and open up stuff from here while still playing the video in the background. Now to get rid of it, you can simply close it like so. And YouTube and Chrome aren't the only applications that can be used like this. There is a plethora of other ones, but there are also applications that do not support this, like the photo application. If you try to use split screen, it will just completely quit it, and the camera will always go to full screen. So anyway, moving on to the next option that I wanted to show you, it's going to be the dark mode. Now in here it's called dark theme, and unlike the dark theme that was usually on Nokia's back then, this one actually is basically a dark mode. Like way back, Nokia had the dark theme, which to be honest only changed the notification panel to darker shade, but here it affects the entire thing. So if we go into here, enable this, bam, there is the dark mode. You can also tap on it and select it as a schedule, so you can have it so it turns on during the nighttime into dark mode, and during the daytime it is in light mode, which is also really nice here. I'll actually turn it off. I think it looks a little bit better in light mode when recording. So moving on to the next option, it's going to be the app pinning, and this basically allows you to pin a specific application to a screen. And the best use for this is when you're trying to lend your phone to someone. I don't know, someone wants to call, make a call from your phone. This will basically allow you to lock the said application, and if they try to leave that application, the phone will basically lock itself and will need to be confirmed with a screen lock. So let's navigate to it. So settings and security, advanced screen or app pinning as it's called here. You can enable it, select OK. I'm gonna do it again. So press the, it doesn't really show me how to unpin it. Anyway, we also have the option to lock device when unpinning, which I recommend you to turn on. So this, if you don't have any kind of screen lock, you will need to put one in. I'll set up a pattern here. Quick, simple, there we go. And now it's enabled. So now we can lock an application. So go to Recent, tap on the icon of an app, pin, and there we go. So swipe up and hold to unpin. That's how you unpin it. Select got it. So now what will happen is if someone tries to leave this application, number one, as you can see, it doesn't allow them to basically exit it out normally. Luckily, it also doesn't give any kind of notification right here. Usually when you have app pinning, it does give you a pop-up that you can unpin it doing whatever, like key combination. Here it doesn't do that, so you need to remember it. So once you enable it, you can hold it, but as you can see, it automatically locks the device for maximum security. So from there, you need to confirm your pattern, PIN, password, whatever you have to actually unlock the device, and finally quit it. Now moving on, We're going to touch upon now the system navigation. Now by default, I believe that's the default. We have the gesture navigation. This device ain't the best one for gesture navigation, so they do work a little bit wonky because of it. The device isn't fast enough in my opinion, but you can still use it. Now for the people that would prefer to have the buttons at the bottom for reasons that the device is slow and not very responsive, or just you prefer the buttons, you can quickly enable them by going into the settings, system, and then gestures and system navigation, and then here we have the 3-button navigation. Give it a second and there we go. And now we get our buttons back. And moving on to the next and also last option, it's going to be the removal of animation, meaning this is an animation when the application zooms in, swipes, and does all that stuff. The shrinking, sliding, those are all animations. Now we can get rid of them for what I'd call a little bit of an improved performance. The device won't need to render animations, it will just automatically pop in instantaneously into an application, or as quick as it can be loaded. So if you want to remove animations, you would need to only go to the accessibility, and in here scroll a little bit down and you have remove animation. And now you can see that there is no more animation. It just automatically snaps into whatever it needs to do. Now that being said, this would conclude my list of tweaks and tricks you can do on this device, and if you found this very helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.